Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Trader Talk with our friend Charting Man Dan. How you going, Dan?
Very good. How you doing, Alex?
Very good. Today we're going to talk about the Bitcoin ETF and whether or not it's going to get approved and what that looks like in all possible scenarios. So, have you got some thoughts on, Dan, what's possibly changed since the last time the ETF got rejected?
Sure. So definitely want to start out by saying it is not a likely scenario to get approved, in my opinion. I think there's still more hurdles to go. I think it's inevitable at some point down the line, but in terms of this August 10th decision, not really holding my breath that it's going to get approved. But there have been a couple changes since the last time that it was proposed. One of them being the SEC has come out and said that Bitcoin is not a security. That's a benefit. Another one is the SEC appointed a crypto chief. And we've also got, for this specific ETF, there would be insurance on the holdings. And previously, that was a reason there has been rejections because there wasn't insurance. And lastly, to wrap it up, actually a couple more, ETF, this one share you have to buy, or one share is worth 25 Bitcoin. So at $6,000, which we're well above right now, but that's 150 grand. So that's pretty much pricing out retail market. So if the SEC is looking to protect mom and pop people who don't really know what they're doing, that kind of prices them out and really targets accredited and institutional investors. And the last one is that the SEC put out some guidelines, not related to crypto, related to ETFs in general, that they wanted to make the steps towards approval easier because it's a big time market for them and they want to capitalize on that.
Yeah, and I've just got some dot points here about the things as well that I think haven't been addressed. So, surveillance in overseas markets and other significant markets and unregulated markets. So yes, we've kind of seen Japan and South Korea step up their game a little bit, but a lot of the huge exchanges where we get a lot of volume, so BitMEX and Binance, anyone can sort of open an exchange and they don't really have KYC, AML, and all that sort of thing 100% in place. So I think that's definitely on their minds. How much these markets can be manipulated, the daily traded volumes on certain exchanges can push the price around a lot in different directions as well. So that insurance thing you said has been addressed, so that's a positive. Security and hacks, we're still seeing all that. So who's going to have the custody of the private keys? And that's a big risk as well. Liquidity is probably growing every day. The other day we saw $6 billion. That's a decent sized market for anything, really. So yeah, there's a few things that I don't think have been addressed. And I just want to give a shout out to Alex Kruger on Twitter, who did some fantastic threads about all this, guys. A lot more detail, so give him a follow as well. But I'm with you, Dan. I just, as much as I love it, and we're both obviously big cryptocurrency fans, we'd love nothing more than that ETF. I don't think they've addressed enough of those points yet.
Yeah, we have to stay realistic and disregard what we want to happen and stay as logical as possible. So, leading up into August 10th, there's a couple ways that this can play out. And really, the biggest thing for me is going to be what is the price doing, not only now, but pretty much the final week that, start of August to August 10th. That's going to give me the most information, whether we run up and, people are pricing in the potential of an ETF, whether we pull back a little bit and people are realizing I should take some profit because it's likely not going to get approved. That's going to give two completely different scenarios. So the harder we run up, if it's a negative in terms of, it's a no, we're going to pull back and see a dump in relation to that. And I think pretty much any scenario, even if we do run up a little bit, if it gets approved, no matter what, we're going to see a big move to the upside because the market is not going to be pricing in the approval because it's not likely to happen.
Yeah, and if we were to get a surprise, I think it would be a huge move. I'm sort of thinking in the range of 30%. If all the headlines leading up to it are pretty negative, and then it comes out of left field. Other thing that I wanted to clear up was there's been a lot of talk about that August 10th date, and I think some people were saying, well, it's actually 45 days they've got from when it was filed, which is August 16th. So again, that might buy another week of uncertainty, and I believe they can push it back and extend that hearing, which takes it to September 24th, I believe is the right date. So this could be, trading headlines for weeks and weeks on end, which is, I guess, exciting, and it's only going to spread the news to the average person that maybe hasn't heard about Bitcoin yet as well, if this is just all over the news. So any other final thoughts, Dan? Anything else that's affecting the market lately, or do you agree that this is going to be the main talking point?
This is the main talking point, but I think that, kicking the can down the road and delaying it, or, the more time that we have in anticipation, I think that only helps the market because, as I've said in my own videos recently, that I think it gives this psychology where bulls are prone to hold a little bit longer. And I do believe that we're going to see Bitcoin hold up relative to all the other coins a little bit better. We're going to see a little bit less profit taking. So I'm already starting to see the effect of that just today. And we'll see if that carries out for the next 3 weeks. And it's going to be very interesting to watch. And again, unlikely to happen, but it's inevitable at some point, whether it's 3 months, 9 months, 24 months, who knows? We will have, in my opinion, an ETF for Bitcoin at some point down the line. And that'll be great for traders, investors, and the general cryptocurrency space.
Yeah, just one other scenario. We put so much emphasis on the US, even though there's so much other trading volume can come from anywhere, especially if South Korea come back to the market. So, do you think that we worry too much about the US, or are they that significant currently? But I just think even if the Bitcoin ETF doesn't get approved for say a year, I don't think that could stop us from having a bull run. I really think that there's so many other things that are positive, yet everyone's really focusing in on this one little event in the US at the moment.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's a good point. It's easy to be focused on that one thing because it's the shortest term on the horizon in a sense. But there are a lot of other catalysts out there. This is just the one for now, and there will be more. So we're going to keep an eye on pretty much the price action. It keeps telling us, what's going on. And clear bull breaks, technically speaking, have led to some really nice gains in the short term. And we're going to continue to stay on top of the charts and stay on top of the fundamentals and combine them together to keep an eye on the market as a whole.
We'll do our best. So thanks for joining us today, Dan, and we'll see how this unfolds, and leave some comments below, guys, with all your thoughts on how this is going to play out. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.